Today is Sunday and I'm just now coming in from the laundromat. I have been there since, I want to say, 10 o'clock this morning, and right now it's like after 1. So I've been there for quite a while. I'm probably not going to go back to this laundromat because I didn't have all that much clothes. It was mostly my kids' clothes and it shouldn't have taken so long. But like half the machines weren't working, especially the dryers, and I went to complain to the attendant to let her know I put 20 minutes on the machine and it's not getting hot. And she did not even, like, she didn't care at all. She was just like, oh, you could just wait for someone else to finish. And I'm like, okay, all right. Quick funny story. You know how they be having the staff machines? So a lot of people got fed up and people started to use her staff machines, and she came around trying to use her machines, and guess what? People had their clothes up in there. So she was like, who put their clothes in here? So some other people that were waiting for machines and who were also complaining about not having machines pointed out this girl that put her clothes in there. So she's like, oh, people can't be doing that, they gotta ask. She said people can't be doing that, they gotta ask. So I said, miss, in all honesty, I came over there like 10 minutes ago to complain to you about a machine, and I said, you did not even come over there. I said, you did not even look. I said, I could have told you that was going to happen. I said, I was this close to doing the same thing, but I have a little bit more discipline and respect. So I didn't do it, but a lot of people don't care, okay? So she didn't, like, I thought she was gonna try to argue back with me. She didn't argue. She just said, give me a minute. And she came back and she like dusted out the vent area, and the machine started to work. Like, miss, that's all you had to do. Like, seriously, like, we don't want to be here all day. We don't want to be here all day. So hopefully that teaches her a lesson. But anyway, that was, laundromat drama. It is Sunday, and let me tell you, a lot of people have Monday blues. I have Sunday blues, and it's been like that since I was a child, and it's horrible. And I think the reason why I have that, I think the cause of that is really stress, right? Because it's like that day where I feel as though I have to get everything done. I'm going into the next week, and I just feel as though I need to have everything together. And when I don't achieve that, I just feel as though I'm like I failed somehow. I feel so stressed out. And what I've decided to do is take some things off the list, or get some things done throughout the week. Like on a Sunday, I know better not to go to the laundromat, because that's going to eat up a lot of my day, and it's going to be like very stressful for me. So I should have known better. So I am going to try my best to not go to the laundromat on a Sunday. I don't know why the hell I did that, but I had to today, because my kids, they have school, and they wear uniforms, and they were out of uniform. So I really had to go. But I learned my lesson. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna try to not put so much on my list on Sunday. So I have less to do and more time to just relax and not see Sunday as such like a crazy day for me. So yeah. But anyway, guys, one thing that I want to address, oh my God, guys, the support. Like, are y'all kidding me? Guys, y'all don't understand. When I made that video, I was not gonna put out that video. And let me tell you one thing about myself. I question myself a lot. Like, I really do. There's like never a moment that I'm not questioning myself. I'm always questioning myself. So when I made that video, it was like me venting, and it was just me saying, let me just get some things off my chest. If I feel good about it, I'll put it out on my vlog channel. If not, then I won't. And next thing I know, I put it out, just expecting my little people, because usually I get like 2,000 views tops on my videos, and I was just expecting my little crew to watch that video, my little my family. I have a little unit here on YouTube, and they show out for me every single time. No matter what I put out, they watch it and they support me, and I love y'all for that. What I didn't know, why do people drive so close to your car? What I didn't know was that 50 freaking thousand people were gonna watch this video, and 1,000 people were gonna comment, and I was gonna gain 3,000 freaking subscribers. So I want to say thank y'all so much, but that is so intimidating for me, because I mean, I've gotten a lot of like support on other videos, but like that's me talking about perfumes. That's not me talking about my life and my personal business. I just thought it was gonna be nothing, honestly. Like I said, I thought only my little handful of sisters was gonna watch that video. And yeah, maybe I was looking for support. I was overwhelmed when I was making that video. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to go to family, because I always, I've been going through a lot. And I've decided I'm not going to drag my family through another one of my going throughs. You know what I'm saying? So I turn to you guys. And yes, I do question that. Even today, I'm still questioning my decision to put those videos out, to put these videos out. And, I want to be transparent, but I also want to be very respectful to my family, to my husband, to everybody that knows us personally. So I am trying very hard, and I'm trying not to say anything that I wouldn't say to my family or even say to my husband. A lot of people, they have an issue with, me. I mean, my husband knows about my channel. If he saw the video, he saw the video. He could have easily asked me to take the video down, but he did not. And because of his lack of communication, something tells me he'll never ask me to do it, because that's the kind of person he is. You know, it's like you'll never know what he thinks about anything. It's just all a guessing game with him. So I do what I do. If he comes to me and he tells me that he has a problem with the video, then I'll consider taking the video down. You know what I'm saying? But for now, it's just going to stay there because this is literally the only like type of support that I get. A lot of you guys, you know, if you watch that video, I tell you that I'm in therapy. But honestly, I don't know. Like, to me, therapy is mad, like, overrated. Maybe, I don't know, like, maybe I need to see someone else. I don't know, but nothing like real life experience, you know. I notice a lot of the women in my comments, like, they've been through what I've been through, and I've read some stories that brought me to tears. Like, women go through it. So, you know, let me tell you something. I hate this because when I get like this, my Jamaican accent come out, seriously, because I see a lot of people coming here talking about women be nagging, blah blah blah. If that's your only issue in your marriage, seriously, that tells me you're not doing enough. Okay? Because your wife is not your mom. She should not have to nag. Okay? I have things right now in my household that I've been asking my husband to take care of since before he left, and they're still not done 5 years later. Okay? My car has some issues and they still have the same issues. And let me tell you one thing about this whole separation thing that I really think is a positive is that I'm not paralyzed. All of a sudden I realize, oh shit, I could do this by myself. And guess what? It's amazing that I don't have to wait for anyone to do it. I've gotten so much done. Okay? But, you know, all of a sudden women are nagging. Are you kidding me? And I hear that word, nagging. Get rid of it. Let me tell you something. Because I see a lot of assumptions also that I may have been nagging. I may have been nagging. Okay? I may have been nagging. But let me tell you, for the first 10, 11 years of my marriage, my biggest problem or my biggest mistake was not asking questions. I realized like a year or two ago that I had no idea what was going on in my marriage. I had no idea. My husband was just doing him. And when I realized that, yeah, I started to get on his ass about things. And I started to ask questions because I felt like, you know what? I'm being played for a fool. So yeah, okay. I was always under the impression that I knew exactly what was going on in my marriage. And even when I realized that I didn't know, all I wanted was some answer. You know, all I wanted was to lay down beside my husband and feel content. And I felt none of that. All I had were questions. I was confused. I felt hurt. You know, I won't even go into the type of things that my husband is denying me. I won't go into it because, you know what? I still have respect for him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not going to do that. When you're in a marriage, pay attention. Even if people want to call it nagging. You know what, guys? I could tell you this. For all you guys married in a relationship, it don't matter. And I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about just people in general. Women, men, I don't care. Pay attention to your relationship. Because sometimes we get caught up in our own lives. I did. You know, because at one point, believe it or not, I was the breadwinner. I was the one paying rent. I was the one buying food. I was the one doing all of that. That's a system that me and my husband had. And it worked. I had no problem doing that. Okay? When my child got sick, everything changed. Right? At one point, he was the one staying home with our child. Because, like I said, she has special needs. She wasn't born with the issues that she has now. Okay? She has a genetic disorder that only showed up when she was 8. So it happened like 5 years ago. And at first, he decided that he was going to stay home. Okay? He decided that he was going to stay home since I out-earned him. It made more sense for me to go to work, and it made sense for him to stay home since he wasn't making as much as I did. What he was making could not carry us. Okay? And at some point, he didn't want to do that anymore. And I understood that, right? We kind of switched roles. I was going to stay home and he was going to go out to work. All right? It was a lot of back and forth on that, but it happened. Whether or not I wanted it, also, it happened. He went and he got a job. without even telling me that he was gonna get a job. And that I don't want to get into, because I don't want to blame anything on my husband. I really don't. I'm trying like super hard. But really? Oh. But anyway, when we switched that, I decided to pursue something that could make me money. Keep in mind, when he wasn't bringing in the money, he didn't have anything secondary going on. When I decided to stay home, I decided to have something secondary, because I still wanted to be able to contribute. I didn't want to burden my husband. So for people assuming that, y'all just don't know. And what I think I did too, I don't want this shit to be too long. It's been 10 minutes. But like, what y'all don't understand also is that I earn, okay? My husband has a regular 9 to 5, and he would never be able to do this all by himself, okay? So I contribute to the household. I pay bills, he pay bills, okay? We share everything. We share the household duties, we share bills, we, when it's time to buy food, when it's time to buy clothes for the kids, that doesn't lay all on my husband. We both do that together, okay? There are times when my husband asks me for money because he's short, and sometimes there are times when I ask him because I'm short. Like, it was a team effort. It was never like, oh, let me just drive around in my car and look cute and do nothing. No, are you crazy? I would never do that to anyone. I have a conscience, and I would never burden my husband just because. Like, that's crazy. So I do that. For what, if you guys want to see what I do professionally, I'm gonna tell you once again. Ooh, that bus is about to hit that car. Anyway, if you want to know what I do professionally, how I make my money and all that stuff, I have a link in my description box. Also, if you want to support me, go to that link, subscribe to that channel, and watch the videos. It's a fragrance channel. I'm a fragrance reviewer. That's how I make my money. And that's how I contribute to my household, okay? I did that because I wanted a way. Even though we decided someone had to stay home with my child, I wanted a secondary way to make income, and YouTube was the best way because I absolutely love to talk about fragrance. Y'all don't know, I love to smell good, okay? And I love to help other women smell amazing. So that's what I do, okay? And it was working for everyone, all right? So let me just get that out of the way. Another thing that I want to talk about is the aggressive people in my comments. Let me tell you, all these women that are coming out with the support, I love y'all so much, because y'all don't know me from nowhere. And some of these comments, I literally, I have to stay out of my comments a little bit because it has me emotionally all over the place, because y'all be sharing y'all stories, y'all just be supporting me, and I'll just be bawling. I'll just be crying because I'm like, women go through so much, which is why I'm like, life is so freaking unfair, yo. Women go through shit. I'm not saying we're all innocent, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we don't know how to deal with our issues anyway. We don't know how to deal with the issues that we have in our relationships, and sometimes we take or men for granted. I love my husband. I love what he did for me. I love what he did for our kids. I love the fact that he's an amazing person, and if he wasn't, I wouldn't be on the internet freaking losing my shit. You understand what I'm saying? But he's making it hard, because the things that I'm asking for, he has to. I cannot be in a marriage with a guy that's not going to be giving me these things. And I'm not going to tell you what he's not giving to me, because y'all will be sick. Y'all will find him and y'all will be like, are you crazy? And then y'all be mad at me because I went all these years without getting those things. I can't tell you what it is. It's bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And the only people that know are my family. And even they don't know what to tell me. They don't know what to tell me about these things. Because they've never seen it. It's a lot. And not getting these things, it creates resentment. Because I have to lay down with you. I have to be intimate with a person that doesn't want to give me these things. It's hard. You guys, you have to understand, when you're in a marriage, when you're in a relationship, resentment is a horrible thing, because you're not open to loving the person. You're not open to being empathetic towards them. You're not open to treating them right. You're not open to that, because all you could think about is what you're not getting. you know, there's no opening to really appreciate them the way you want to. But guys, let me tell you something. When you're in a relationship, you can't just be treating people poorly. My God. You know, my husband leaving, like, I prefer, like, I'd rather him leave than them stay and do the things that he, you know, and treating me the way that he was, because that's not even my husband. I don't recognize him, and this is why I wanted us to go into therapy. So even if he doesn't know how to communicate with me as to why he's unable to, you know, talk to me about why he can't be the man that I know he could be, I mean, I wanted him to, I just wanted him to talk to me. Even if I don't get it, tell me why I can't. It's as simple as that. Even if you can't give it to me, even if there's a reason why you can't. As much as I would like to be able to feel validated by getting these things and feel loved and whatever by getting these things, communicating and telling me exactly why I can't get it is much, much more, like, probably, that would do a lot. You know, anyway guys, I'm gonna go upstairs. I have much to do, and now that my husband is not here, guys, let me tell you, I have double work. Single mommy on duty, right? Yeah. All right guys, let's go, let's get it done.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. Strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
Like, I am starving. This is some leftovers, like the seasoned rice that my mom cooked with the shrimp and the pumpkin and the coconut milk with the veggies. I'm about to eat some because I feel like I'm gonna fall out. I haven't been like really eating, and I know that's not good. I have to take care of myself, and I'm waiting way too long to eat something. But guys, y'all know, like, when you have a lot in your mind, the last thing on your mind is like food, you know. So I'm gonna try to eat something real quick. Today's actually Sunday, and on Sundays my mom be helping me out with the food, with the dinner situation. So thank God I don't have to cook on Sundays. And I really appreciate that, because, you know, like, that's like big time support for me. So I'm just gonna eat some of that and like get my energy, because like I feel weak, like inside of me, like my stomach is touching my back at this point, like. So, what I haven't shared with you guys is that it is my kid's birthday weekend, and it's kind of sad because they're not with me this weekend. Their dad wanted to spend their birthday with them, and I was okay with that since I didn't have anything planned. My sister-in-law just dropped off these baskets full with goodies. Full with goodies. Sometimes I have to watch my grammar. Sometimes after I watch my videos, I'm like, girl, your grammar. Anyway, so there are a lot of dolls in here, coloring books, crayons. I mean, everything that my kids love. I'm going to put it on their bed so when they come home, they'll be met with these goodies. So, yeah, I'm going to actually throw a party for them next weekend. And of course, guess who's invited? You guys, all right? So, yeah, that's just basically what I'm showing you guys here. So, low key, another positive that I found during this whole separation thing is that when he has the kids, I have time to do so much. Like, I kind of feel guilty enjoying it this much, but not having my kids around, at least for like the weekend, like is amazing because I get so much done. I get to rest a little bit. I get to relax. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be enjoying it this much, but I feel terrible saying that. But it was very nice. Like this weekend was completely different. At first, I'm not gonna lie, it was like so hard for me. And I did do a little bit of pushing back because I'm like, no, why you wanna get my kids for their birthday weekend? But I was like, girl, you know what? Whatever. And it turned out to be good. You know, it's something that I like us to continue to do. I mean, because it worked for me. All right. I got to do so much this weekend. Let me know if you guys have a similar situation and let me know if you feel the same. Nobody told me about this. I mean, when they came home last night, they were so tired. They jumped right into bed and I jumped right into bed and I was like, this works for me. Yeah. Oh man, I sound like a horrible person, but it is what it is. I needed that. I didn't realize I needed that alone time so bad. Listen, if I don't do anything, one thing I'm gonna do is find the positives in this situation. And I've been finding positives. Don't get me wrong, this has been a very traumatic experience for me and it's very difficult, okay? But it's all like mental. And I'm starting to realize that if I look at things from a positive point of view, then it won't feel so bad. You know, I've seen comments suggesting that he may have left because he has someone else. I don't care about all of that because I don't have no proof of that and I'm not going to drive myself crazy. And like I said, I need to keep myself productive and I need to keep myself sane. So I don't think about that at all. All right. And I suggest if you have no proof, you don't drive yourself crazy. Try to figure out if he left because of someone else, because he may or he may not have left for someone else. We just don't know. And I'm not going to drive myself crazy over something that I have no proof of. I'm not even going to touch that subject. He's a grown man. If that's the case, that's his burden to bear, not mine. We all know what God says about adultery. That would just be, him asking for a lot of trouble. So, that's on him. I have 2 kids and I'm glad I have these kids because at least I have all this love that I could pour into them and I have them as a form of distraction, just something to keep my mind off what's going on. And, it doesn't make any sense for me to have a mindset where I'm gonna deteriorate slowly because I've done that in previous relationships. And let me tell you, it is no fun and I have no interest in going there. I've been having like such a good day. I mean, on and off, okay? But this is probably the best day I've had since everything went down. Right now I'm doing what I always do when I want to alleviate my stress. I'm eating, let me zoom out, I'm eating some food. This is the food that my mom cooked. It's seasoned rice. It's like jasmine rice with vegetables and shrimp and pumpkin with coconut milk. It is so bussin'. Like, guys are like, this is all I need. Like, who knew this is all I needed to feel better? I mean, next week is a whole different week, and it's gonna come with its dramas. I'm gonna be exhausted, I'm gonna be tired, I'm gonna be stressed out because my kids are in school, they're school age. I mean, like I said, I have a 12-year-old. She's special needs. I mean, she's not a problem, but she has, she requires special attention, of course. And I have an 8-year-old. She just did her state exam. We live in New York, and we have this state exam that we have to take, and all this stuff. So there's like a lot that I know is waiting for me, and I'm just gonna enjoy today. I don't care. I'm just going to enjoy today. Oh my god, guys,
I did it. Did what? I got engaged. I'm getting married. I asked Susan to marry me. We're getting married this Christmas. You're getting married? Yes. Oh my god, I asked her to get married. I'm a man, Jerry. I'm a man. And you know why? It's because of that talk we had. You were my inspiration. Do you believe it? You! She said yes! I can't believe my luck that she was still available. A beautiful woman like that. You think she's good looking, right? Yeah, just get out. What's going on with you and Melanie? I mean, I know you're not getting married, but things are happening? Well, actually, we kind of broke up. What?
it is officially Monday morning. It is around 6:30 a.m. and I'm just putting some things together. These are actually the invitations to my kids' birthday party coming up on Saturday. I'm just gonna drop some invitations in her school bag so that she could invite some of her schoolmates so we could all have some fun and just, yeah. Anyway, guys, this is the end of today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys are looking forward to the next vlog. It's gonna be a new week. Let's see what happens. Okay, guys, to be continued as usual. Have yourself an amazing day. Bye.